Welcome to my channel today, Boo Snakes and More. Today we're going to be reading from Long Live the Pumpkin Queen. So please like this video and subscribe to the channel. Page 40. The petals began to wilt, turning dry in my hand. It won't last. By the time we return to Halloween Town, it will surely be dead. A flower that is only meant for this world. Ready to go home? Jack says with a grin. Once we've entered the circle of trees, I wish we could stay a little longer, I admit. He pulls open the door with the orange pumpkin etched into it. Halloween is only 2 weeks away. He reminds me. We need to get back. I nod, tilting my eyes up to the branches one last time where the wind has shaken loose molecular-sized flowers and set them free on the warm air. But we'll return, he assured, holding out his hand for me to take. I had been nervous about leaving Halloween Town, but now, only a day later, I find I'm not ready to go back. Still, I take Jake's hand, and we step through a small doorway, a whirr of tiny pumpkins spinning past my vision, and in an instant, we're whisked back to Halloween Town. They're back, one of the vampire brothers exclaims. How many witches were there? The witch sisters ask in unison, scuttling up to Jake and me as soon as we enter the town square. Were they as hideous as us? Were there any Walking Dead, Mommy Boy mumbles between his thick layers of cotton, his single eyeball blinking? I bet there were red-eyed demons like me. The winged demon remarks, nodding with certainty. But Corpse Kid shakes his head. No way, I bet there were Grr demons. I force a smile as the town residents surround us, shouting their questions, wanting us to describe Valentine's Town in detail. My head pauses, and I crave the dark quiet of our home atop Skull Hill. But Jake grins at the crowd. We did see a few winged babies, he says, with a wink, patting Corpse Kid on his pale, bald head. Did they have fangs, the winged demon asked, or poisonous horns, Corpse Kid suggests. But Jake shakes his head. They're called cherubs, and they make people fall in love. At once, the faces in the crowd pucker in disgust. Gross, the winged demon says, sticking out his forked tongue. But how many ghouls do they have, Mommy Boy asks now. How many pumpkins and graveyards and deathly crawly things? Jake lets out a little chuckle, lifting his palms in the air. All in good time, he assures them. I will tell you everything we've seen, but for now, let us get resettled. Still, they clamor around us. Pumpkin Queen, someone calls over the others. I turn, and there's a sudden flash of a camera. It's the clown with the tearaway face, whirling close on his unicycle, holding a camera to his yellow eyes and snapping another photo of Jack and me. It's for the front cover of tomorrow's Ghosts and Goblins newspaper, he shouts to us, his unicycle tire briefly lodging itself in a street crack before he wobbles free. Everyone wants to hear about the royal couple's trip. Jack grins at the clown and exclaims, wonderful. But I feel wholly overwhelmed. Too many hands reach out for us, touching the fabric of my dress as if I'm someone new and unfamiliar they've never seen before, as if I'm not the same person I was before. I married Jack. Before yesterday, they pushed one another aside, trying to get closer to see me better, and I hate the way it makes me feel. Examined, scrutinized, as though I am some nightmare creature they have caught in their net and are about to dissect. I pushed my way behind Jack as we finally approached the gate to Skull Hill. The procession following close behind Jack, the mayor shouts, waiting for us at the meadow gate, tapping nervously at the orange ribbon on his coat pocket that reads, Mayor. Least anyone should forget. We have many things we must discuss. Halloween is only 2 weeks away. Yes, of course, Jack replies. Come inside. I went, my stomach plummeting. I want nothing more than to shut the door of our home, sink into the quiet and be alone with Jack. But the mayor waters in behind us, his cone-shaped head barely squeezing through the doorway, and several others hustle in behind him, including the 2 witch sisters and the oldest vampire brother. Sally, I mean Queen, the mayor corrects, himself clearing his throat. These distinguished ladies and the gentlemen have many things to show you. There isn't much time. For what? I ask, backing away from the mayor, hoping I can slip through one of the shadowy doorways and escape his frenzied, swivel-eyed gaze. As Queen, you will be organizing all the Halloween's Eve party in the cemetery this year. It's quite an honor. Plus, there are the new curtain swatches to be decided on. You can't possibly live in this house without redecorating. And your new gown, the witch sisters say in unison. I swallow down the scrubbling, thorny ache forming in my throat and feel for the seam on my wrist, picking at the thread, tugging at it, worrying it loose. I don't need a new gown. The mayor's face jerks around quickly, revealing his sharp, pointed teeth and a deep, grisly frown. Nonsense, you're the Pumpkin Queen now. You can't keep wearing that tattered old thing. He nods at my patchwork dress, the one I have restitched so many times that I'm certain none of the fabric patches are the originals. The blackest night thread barely keeping it together. Must anything change at all? I ask, my voice too thin, like air slipping through cracks on a winter night, like I'm unsure of my own words. I don't think the house needs new curtains either. The vampire lowers his black umbrella, his shield from the cruel sunlight when he's outdoors, and folds it into a narrow point before walking to the front window, touching the black curtains with his thin fingertips and making a tisk sound, like he's never seen anything quite so horrid in his long life. Maybe we could at least wait until tomorrow, I suggest, backing away toward the spiral stairs. Start in the morning. I don't want a new dress, new curtains, or to make plans for a party. I just want to be alone with Jack for a little longer. Pretend we're back in Valentine's Town, drifting lazily down the chocolate river, his eyes settled on mine, making me feel safe, making me feel at home, with none of the obligations waiting for us here. But the mayor waves a hand at me. No, there's no time to waste. And before I can protest further, he has turned his attention to Jack, who has already started down the hall toward his library, mumbling to himself as he thumbs through the scrolls of diagrams and sketches for the fast approaching Halloween holiday. Already lost in his work, alone with the witch sisters and the vampire, I think I can make my escape. Slink away into the kitchen or even a closet where I will hide and wait for them all to leave, for hours or days if I must, a queen hiding in her own home. But the taller of the 2 sisters grabs my wrist with her sharp fingertips, pinching my fabric tightly, then leads me up the stairwell to the bedroom Jack and I share. I let out a little squeak, but I don't fight her. The sun drifts below the horizon, giving way to night, and in the bedroom the fireplace crackers and spits out sparks onto the rug, while the stone gargoyles grow down at us from the ceiling, and I feel at once like a prisoner in my own home. confined by the sisters and the vampire blocking the stairs. Stand up straight, the other witch instructs, even though she is a good foot shorter than me. Her wavy black hair sticking out from beneath her pointed hat like an overgrown blackberry bush. A queen should certainly have better posture than yours. She jabs me in the ribs with her long index finger, her nail like a metal spike. And better hair, the first witch chimes in, taking a strand of my straight rose red hair between